So there's a new sexuality. So I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I came across a meme that had something to do with super straight, and obviously it was the first time I saw it, so I didn't know what it meant. So I decided to get a little bit of more info on it. Basically, what it is, it's a new sexuality created because people are saying that if you're straight but wouldn't date a trans person, then you're transphobic. So people have responded to that and kind of like made a new sexuality. That means that you're only attracted to the opposing biological sex. It started off as a joke, like a TikTok or someone just like saying, "Yeah, I'm super straight now," something like that. But people are fully taking this seriously. Like people are actually properly making or trying to make super straight a thing, and obviously it got to Twitter, and as you expect, Twitter lost their goddamn minds about it. The people at Twitter are calling people that identify as super straight. They're calling them transphobes. They're calling them bigots. They're calling them Nazis, and that's because a lot of people on Twitter are using this whole movement thing as an excuse to be transphobic, which is what the actual super straight community kind of thing is actually actively against, which I will go over in a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the person that started the whole movement and their whole thoughts in this whole situation. I I'm literally like at the end of recording the video, and it's just come into my mind that I should probably talk about how he feels this is going. So people are saying that it was started by neo Nazis, etc., etc., but that's being debunked by the super straight community in the subreddit. People are also saying that the first person that started this whole thing is transphobic, and he made a video in regards to that. So I'm gonna play the first video which introduced everyone to the new sexuality, and his follow-up video explaining his thoughts.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called Superstraight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality, you know?
So here he openly says that he doesn't think trans women are the same as real women. Now people are calling him transphobic because of that. Do I think he's transphobic? I can't really say because I think you can believe there are differences between biological women and trans women without hating trans women, without treating them any differently, and without discriminating towards them. That's my opinion. So I can't really say based on that video if he's transphobic or not. And now I'm gonna play his kind of follow-up video where he pretty much gives his thoughts and tries to explain what's going on.
And with the extreme amount of hate and threats sent to me, my family, and friends, I decided to make an explanation video. Super Straight was never created to be hateful towards anyone, especially trans people. I created it because I was tired of getting mislabeled with extremely negative terms for having my own opinions or preferences. Having a different opinion doesn't equal hate. Regardless of my personal opinion or beliefs, I have nothing but respect for the LGBTQ community. I do not condone or associate with anybody who's using the term to hate or belittle others. Bottom line of the movement is I think everyone should be able to express their opinion and sexuality freely without being hated or negatively labeled. You don't have to agree with someone, doesn't mean they're being hateful. There just has to be a mutual respect between the two. Because at the end of the day, I can't control who I'm attracted to or how my personal boundaries feel. If people want to express these things, let them. It doesn't mean they're being hateful. Don't use Super Straight to spread hate. The Super Straight motto is you do you, love and respect everybody else.
Bro, he literally just said everything I said, just better. What was the point in me even speaking? You know what? Back to the video. People also use this to show that the LGBT community can be hypocrites, and as it turns out, of course they can be hypocrites because every single human in this world, no matter what they identify as, no matter what their sexuality is, will be hypocritical at some stages of their life. But what I don't understand is that they're showing the hypocrisy, yet still being transphobic. Like, bruv, you're showing them that what they're doing is wrong. You're showing everyone that what you're doing is wrong, yet you're still doing these wrong things to them. Like, what's the actual point? What are you actually proving here? Like, if you just want to show the hypocrisy, that's fine. But why show the hypocrisy and then continue doing what they're doing when you're literally saying that it's wrong? So now that I've talked about the bad side of it, I'm gonna talk about the good side of it. So obviously, when I was looking at it on Twitter, on Instagram, it was just full of trolls and people like that. So I thought that's what the whole movement was, just one big troll. And then I went onto the subreddit and had my mind completely changed, like a lot of people did, which I'll also talk about in in this in this video. But to put it simply, the subreddit might actually be one of the most wholesome things I've seen in a long while. Like in terms of the majority of the subreddit, the overall message of the subreddit and the movement is to just love who you want to love, and be who you want to be, and not feel ashamed for it. And I think for me personally, that's like a very strong message, and I could happily get behind that message. The only people that they actually troll are the people that feel the need to dictate who people should be attracted to want to date, to want to sleep with, etc. They're the only ones that are getting trolled in that subreddit. And when I say troll, I mean troll. I've seen a lot of trolling in my time, and I myself, I'm a part-time troll, so I know a troll when I see one, but I was actually proud of this level of trolling. It was beautiful. So obviously there would be people that would take it too far and start saying things that kind of don't go with the message of the subreddit, but they would be in the minority and they would quickly get, told to shut up, stop doing what they're doing. And like I said, I'm a part-time troll. So you already know I had to do some trolling. You already know I had to do some trolling on twitter.com. So what I did, I created an account as a supersexual, but not the people that are using it as an excuse to be transphobic. I did it as a kind of like a person in the subreddit that, is loving and accepting of all, because I actually agree with the message to a certain extent. So my main goal was to try and
My main goal is to blow up.
my main goal was like trying to open the minds of the people on Twitter that have only seen the bad side of it, and hopefully change their mind, and try and get them to maybe not accept it as a sexuality, because that would be way too hard, but at least open their mind to it a little bit. And it was trouble. It was something. It definitely was. So one of the first things that happened to me was I saw a tweet that said, I forgot what it said, but it was something like, I hate superstraights or something like that. And then literally all I did was say why. And then next thing I know, I'm just getting harassed by all these people on Twitter telling me to commit suit offside, to go die, things like that. I even got told that someone was gonna peg me until my behind bleeds and screams, which was a bit concerning, very concerning. Most of the people did just like attack straight away and were hateful and aggressive and hostile from the get go. But there was a few that did actually engage in an actual conversation where we talked about our differing opinions and why they are our opinions. And those are the conversations, those were the interactions that we actually learned something from the other side, and were able to at least come to some common ground and agreement. But I think one of the biggest problems in today's society is that no one wants to talk anymore. No one wants to have discussions. No one wants to understand any different viewpoint that isn't their own. They would much rather just go straight for insulting someone, attacking someone, shaming someone. And I'm not even just talking about this whole super straight thing. I'm talking about essentially anything you can have an opinion on. Like, it's always, oh, you voted for Biden? You're a snowflake. You're a libtard. It's never, oh, you voted for Biden? Why is that? Tell me why. Oh, you voted for Trump? You're a racist. You're a homophobe. You're a Nazi. It's never, oh, you voted for Trump? Why? Oh, Black Lives Matter? Fuck you. All lives matter. It's never, oh, what's Black Lives Matter? Tell me more about this. If you want people to see your side, your opinion, and if you want people to change their opinions on something, then how are you going to do that when the minute someone disagrees with you, you instantly resort to calling them names, shaming them instead of finding out why they have that certain belief, telling them why you think that's wrong, how is that going to change their mind? But going back to the whole super straight thing, because I've digressed a lot from it, I'll probably make a follow-up video on what I just spoke about in a future video. But going back to the super straight thing, as I was engaging in my trolling, whatever you want to call it, I had my eyes opened in a way that from the people that were sending me abuse, telling me to commit suicide, to tell me to die, the sexual assault threats, it kind of made me realize that this is what LGBT people like go through all the time, simply just for being who they are. And like I already knew that it was happening, but it made it much more clearer to me. And I guess I have a newfound respect for the community and like what they go through, yet still being proud of who they are. Even if I don't agree with every single thing that they stand for, I definitely understand what they go through a bit more now. So the moral of this, I guess, sometimes be a troll because you might learn something new. No, but in all seriousness, moral of the story is just be who you want to be, love who you want to love. Don't tell people who they should be attracted to and who they should not be attracted to. Just, yeah.